I'm just checking if we are.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anything. Okay, so something's happening on the stream.
Yeah.
Not on mine.
Okay,
You're offline on my screen.
really?
We should be live, yeah.
So are we live or not? Because I've...
We are live. We are
Okay,
live.
so hello guys, welcome to Warlight Strategy Corner number... Well, it should be 3, but I labeled it as number 2 because it will be only the second one that will be recorded. And I'm Shevingen, and here with me is Newfona
Hello, everyone.
and Sephiroth.
Hi.
Or is it Sephiroth?
What?
Is it Sephiroth or Sephiroth?
Sephiroth.
Okay, Sephiroth.
Whatever.
Yeah, so basically today we have a bunch of games prepared for you and a bunch of games that we'd like to analyze. And after that, I would really like for the people from the stream to post their own games. Rairo already has done so, but I'd really like 3 or 4 more games from the chat. Because I really think it's far more instructive to analyze your own games rather than other players' games. I mean, there are advantages to both, but still. I think maybe we can start a little bit by maybe we'll start with analyzing the game you prepared, Nifone, Cantos vs Ineffable from 1v1 ladder.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, if you guys don't know the format, well, at least you should by now, what we're doing is that Nifone picks a game, or more than one game, and neither me or Sephiroth know it beforehand, so we have a more fresh perspective. Okay, so I'm at the board right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
I think it's a quite interesting board because it's open to many options, because apart South America, all other interesting spots are available. And don't you agree?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it because the first thing, basically the first thing I'm always trying to comprehend when it comes to the board is our first turn bonuses and how do they fare against each other. And here we don't have many standard first turn bonuses, but I'm wondering if maybe a triple pick in Russia is a threat.
I think
probably not,
no,
because of Scandinavia,
because,
right?
Yeah, and you have no expansion in China because the Vasterland. And
okay, but basically I'm trying to share my thought process. Basically, my thought process is that I acknowledge the first turn bonus in Russia as a potential threat. So basically, that means that any kind of picking strategy will involve picking Scandinavia sooner or later. On the other hand, it really looks like Central America should be a decent first pick.
I think
my opinion, the triple pick on Central Russia might work if the opponent is in Scandinavia.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about. That we shouldn't really pick 1, 2, and 3 in Central Russia, but we should take care of it by picking Scandinavia sooner or later. So basically what I'm saying is that the triple pick is not viable as a picking strategy, just because of that.
Yeah.
It is very tricky, I have to say, because it is a bit tricky because apparently it feels like Central America is the safest bonus, but there is that potential counter in South America. So I'm trying to figure out whether there are some crazy strategies.
I think I actually would pick Antarctica as first, 2 Australia, and 3 in Scandinavia, because I think it's the best picks you can make, and then 4 and 5 Central America and the counter in Colombia in South America, because in this way, if you pick, you are very safe to the triple pick in Russia, and you have a good expansion in Indonesia.
Okay, so
What do you
wait,
think?
so you wanted a fourth pick in Central America?
4 in Central America and 5
In South
South
America?
America.
South America.
Well, but if you lose Scandinavia, you kinda lose the game, right? Because
Well,
well, I think first pick in Scandinavia, second pick in West Russia, for example. Those two, I think it is viable. Don't you agree? And against that kind of strategy, you would be very weak. Also, there and again, I want to stress this again. Antarctica is not as safe as we would want because there's also a potential counter in South Africa. That's why I said
well,
before this is so tricky because
I
uh,
think
Yeah.
because those
that
potentially yeah.
if I would pick as first Scandinavia, I would pick a second Greenland, and then something in South. I think it's better than
Okay, that
Russia.
makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense because you have a lot of efficient expansion options.
First,
Hmm.
Yeah. You complete Scandinavia, and then you can complete Greenland in the turn 3,
and
and prob
if you do this, you are completely countered by the triple pick in Central Russia because
yeah.
the guy just completes Central Russia and then comes full to Moscow.
What?
You're basically screwed.
No. If we go one Scandinavia and to Greenland, and then 3, 4, 5 wherever, Central America or Antarctica, we're easily winning against a triple pick, I think.
Yeah, because if I go full Moscow, I can exchange Scandinavia for Greenland, and then I can jump to Murmansk from Norway, and I think you will stay 9 forever without any chance to break me, because at the same time I will make a blockade in Svalbard.
Well, I mean, well, maybe I was a little bit too. What I mean is that the triple pick. It's not like you have 100% chance of winning if you go 1 and 2 in Scandinavia and Greenland and 3 in Antarctica or Central America versus a triple pick. I think you would have a very decent chance because you will finish very easily Scandinavia and Greenland. And worst case scenario, if you cannot defend Finland, worst case scenario, you can just trade Scandinavia for Central America or Antarctica on the third turn and jump maybe to Murmansk, for example. That's the worst case scenario, and I really think that
Yeah.
I really think that you will be able to defend Finland in that scenario because the first turn, if you get, for example, Scandinavia, Greenland, and Central America, or Scandinavia, Greenland plus Antarctica, doesn't really matter that much. First turn, you basically deploy 2 to Scandinavia and Greenland. You attack Denmark, Havn, and Norway, and you deploy 3 to Central America, and you go to Mexico. And then the next turn, you probably, depending on your luck, you will have to deploy either 2 or 4, between 2 and 4, to Scandinavia and Greenland together. Right? Am I miscounting? Maybe I'm miscounting a bit. Maybe we should deploy 3 to Scandinavia and Greenland.
Yeah.
Two to Sweden and 1 to Nord, and only 2 to Central America.
Yeah. I still think pick 1 and 2 in Antarctica and Australia and 3, 4, 5 then in Russia. It's still better because you are safe, because in any scenario opponent is not going to counter from South Africa, I think, because there are many better places than counter that bonus. And I would be 30 income with a counter in North probably.
Okay, so if you go 1 and 2 in Antarctica and Australia, which pick would be your third pick?
Central Russia, because I
Central
am
Russia.
safe.
Interesting, not
Yeah.
West Russia. That
No,
that I
because,
believe is very risky. I
Yeah,
can.
I know it's risky, but if I pick West Russia and my opponent border me at Caucasus, I am in trouble. There is this chance as well, because maybe opponent is going to do 3, 4, 5 as well, and if I ended up with the border, I will be in
Uh-huh.
trouble.
Okay, okay, I get it.
This is the main reason I do
Yeah,
this.
but the main problem, if you go one Antarctica, two Australia, and three Central Russia, and the main problem is that suppose that your opponent doesn't counter Antarctica, because I'm kind of feeling that I'm thinking that one in Scandinavia, two in Greenland, it really looks very solid, and I'm wondering about picks 3, 4, and 5, and probably picks 3, 4, and 5 would be 3 and 4 either Antarctica, Central America in that order, or Antarctica, South Africa, and then Central America. But let's assume that you are lucky and your opponent doesn't counter South Africa.
Yeah.
Because that's also I think a major problem, because if you go for one Antarctica, two Australia, and three Central Russia, I think it's likely you will get your first three picks and you are forced to expand in Antarctica. So you have to assume blindly your opponent is not in South Africa.
If I get 1, 2, and 3, I will just play assuming my opponent as Central America, Scandinavia, and Greenland.
Or
Russia.
But that's the point, because what I'm saying is that I think you will automatically lose against every strategy where your opponent has South Africa instead of Central America.
Yeah, of course.
But the other problem I have with that strategy is that if you go Scandinavia, Greenland, and Central America versus Antarctica, Australia plus Central Russia, I think you are in a bad position, because your opponent will be in Moscow before you are in Ufa, or at worst at the same turn. And I think it is a disadvantage for you.
I think I will take Ufa before my opponent. I can defend it.
I really don't think so, because look at how you expand. First two turns, you expand in. Let's assume I'm going Scandinavian Peninsula, Greenland. Scandinavia, Greenland, and Central America. You have Antarctica, Australia, and Central Russia. It really feels like your position is very fragile, because the first two turns, basically what you are doing is the first turn you deploy 4 to Antarctica, 1 to Central Russia.
No. I do Australia before, because I don't know.
Oh, then it's even worse, I think, because okay. So look at this. First two turns. So you deploy 4 to Antarctica, 1 to Australia. I'm taking Denmark Haven and Norway and Mexico at the same time. Second turn, you take Antarctica, and let's assume you are lucky and you even. I don't think you can. Well, no, maybe not. Let's not assume you're lucky. You don't take anything else, but you have spare armies. So you have 8 income. I have 8 income, and I think I already have either Panama or Cuba. So I think that on the third turn you will not even be able to wait 4 plus. So you can't even take Australia on turn 3.
No. I do Australia.
You cannot do
unless
Australia
I
on turn
am
3.
very unlucky, usually I am able to do it. If you want, I can show you. At least 80% of time, I will take my bonus.
You're saying that you, starting from turn 1, with that distribution, you will have at least 80% chance to take both Antarctica and Australia on turn 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's actually a point where I think Gui was completely right, because I completely disagree with this. It's not that I have counted this. I can count it here, but it really feels like that percentage is far lower. Let's think about this. Let's go. So we start with 4.
Okay.
We deploy 4 to Cycle on turn 1. We attack with 7 versus South Pole, and we attack with 4 on Queensland. So on average, in both of those attacks, you will lose more or less 1 army. On average. So I'm trying to count it. It's not professional counted thing, but
60% and 40%. So basically, I have slightly percent to get both maximum leftover. But anyway, let's say I get 1 good and 1 bad.
No, you don't have 60%. Okay? No, you don't have 60% to get maximum leftovers. No.
No. I say another thing. in every attack I have